people are most successful and integrated in their community when they live in healthy and diverse communities, whether they've experienced homelessness in the past or whether they're myself, and you know how important it is for me to feel that my community includes me and supports me. And affordable housing is one of the things that creates and supports diversity in community and is really important in the long run when we look at what kind of city do we want to be, and as we work to end homelessness, ensuring that that range of opportunities is throughout the city.
Capital Region Housing Corporation is a management body under the Housing Act of Alberta, set up by the province of Alberta, but we also work very closely with the City of Edmonton and the federal government. Our role is to provide a series of housing options for families of modest means, and so we do that throughout the area. And we also do that in partnership with over a dozen community agencies and over 200 private landlords.
Affordable housing is important to our industry. First of all, housing is important to the community, and a good stable community and a good healthy community, home ownership contributes to that.
Affordable housing has helped me, myself and my family get back on our feet again. We've been involved with Homeward Trust for approximately 8 years now. Before that, we were living out in Spruce Grove and we had lost our home, and we ended up living in a hotel room for approximately 3 months, and we heard about this great place called Homeward Trust. We checked into it and went and applied for Homeward Trust, and within about 2 months Homeward Trust had us in our own place and allowed us to maintain a stable life. It allowed my wife and myself to get an education and just succeed in life.
My daughter got diagnosed with cancer, and she had a brain tumor, and I was staying with friends and family, and I needed a place to stay because she was going to be in the hospital for a year or so, and the doctors told me that she couldn't be more than 15 minutes away, so I needed a place in Edmonton really bad, and I was in dire straits, and a friend told me about Homeward Trust, and they relieved a lot of the stress by helping me get a place for me and my children. My son also has autism, and there's a lot of services in Edmonton for him also, so Homeward Trust helped me a lot.
We generally build small infill developments in the inner city neighborhoods, and when you're doing small infill, the costs per unit when you're building a unit is higher than if you were doing a larger scale development. So the cost per unit is relatively high. That, coupled with the fact that parcels of land are really hard to find and high priced, means that there's some real challenges on the development side. In terms of operating, of course, things like insurance and utilities, those continue to increase, yet we find that the incomes of the families that we're housing are staying pretty much the same. So that's an operating challenge that we're facing on a day-to-day basis.
CMHC is Canada's national housing agency. On behalf of the federal government, CMHC delivers affordable housing solutions to Canadians. As well, we administer mortgage loan insurance, delivery, and research and information on housing in Canada.
The city has determined that it's a limited funding partner. In terms of the orders of government, the provincial government is responsible for housing. However, we recognize that the provision of affordable housing, for the reasons I outlined before, is critical to the success of the city. So the city has, for example, established the Cornerstones program, which provided $5 million annually over a 5-year period to create in excess of 2,500 affordable housing units, and we exceeded that target. But it's also responsible in terms of making sure that the policies and programs are in place so that we're not getting in the way of the provision of affordable housing, so via our zoning and regulations.
We've seen some really exciting progress in our efforts as a community to build more affordable housing, all kinds of units. We've seen projects come on that are aimed at larger families where we know that there's a really great need, as well as some of the smaller units that will allow individuals of really modest means to maintain their housing. And that's an incredible success and really speaks to the efforts of the community as a whole.